state champion, Warren Lincoln.
Ain't nobody got your parents ain't gotta know. You go home and say, Mom, Dad,
I love
he
it.
been kicking my ass. He supposed to be in front of me.
I love this.
Be honest with yourself.
Coach getting it.
Telling y'all.
Coach getting it.
Telling y'all ain't no big difference.
This is Coach. We at Warren Lincoln, guys. We at Warren Lincoln. All right, hello, guys. We here. We at Warren Lincoln. I'm here with Coach Wydell, correct? We're here with Coach Wydell from Warren Lincoln. I would run down his accomplishments, but I want him to run them down himself. So here's Coach Wydell. Can you tell us about who you are yourself and just tell us about your accomplishments? I got you.
Coach Wydell Henry, head coach at Warren Lincoln High School, back-to-back defending state champs the last 2 years. Previous before that, I was at Persian for 17 years where I won 5 city championships and state championship also there under the AW counted as an assistant.
Okay. So So Coach, thank everybody for joining us on Sweat Equity Stories, where we're all about the grind, the work, and the passion behind the success. And we got Coach Wydell. So Coach Wydell, I'm still here at your practice right now, but if I was to walk into your practice right now and ask your players to describe you in one word, what would they say? As far as I know, you've been around a long time, so you can just give me a couple words some of the guys may say about Coach Wydell.
Passionate, passionate about the game. They probably tell you a little crazy, think I'm a little crazy, but it's all for the love of the game, man. Our job as coaches is to develop young men, using basketball as a tool and an avenue. And my job is to just push them to the point where I tell their parents, I'm going to push your kid to where he want to quit, and if he could get past that, and he'll be successful in life. So they probably tell you I'm a little crazy, but I'm passionate, and I'm going to make you work hard.
Like Crazy Joe?
Crazy Joe, baby. We're going to get it in. But it's all for the love of the game, I tell them, through basketball, my coach used to tell me in high school, I can see what type of person you're going to be. If you're one of them guys that want to cut corners or take shortcuts and do things like that. So I try to instill in my guys not to take no shortcuts, not to cut no corners. Even in my playing days when I played, I knew, I was a hard worker. I wasn't the most talented guy, but I stayed on the floor for my team because I played hard and I played with a grind. So it's just instilled in me, just working hard all the time.
So did you get that from your parents, or like you just said, like it's just instilled in you? I mean, like as you know, dealing with kids, some kids you gotta get it out of, certain kids was that instilled? I mean, but certain kids get it from at home. Was that instilled in you from your parents, or that's just something that you got from where you grew up?
Yeah, I think it was more from where I grew up. I think my State Fair family, the 48203, my mom was a hard-working mom. She was a single mom. She did a lot for me, but I grew up in the REACH program, and back then when we had guys, Rashad Phillips and Willie Mitchells and guys that can play come through that program, you had to bring it every day. And if you wasn't tough, they would run you out the gym. And I'm talking about mentally tough. They would talk about your game. You going there missing layups and couldn't go a certain way. They would expose you. And, so it was either two things. Either you're going to get better or you're going to not come back to the gym. And, for me, I was one of them guys that just always had a chip on my shoulder because I caught on late. I was a late bloomer, guys that, Kendall LaSure and all these guys. I'm 12 years old. But the guys I came around, they was playing since they was second and third grade. The program was going on. So when I moved over there, I was 11 to 12 years old. I'm like, whoa, organized basketball. I was used to playing on a crate, in the alley. So when I got an opportunity to play at the gym, it was like, but I caught on late and I wanted to catch up. So I just worked hard and kept working, and it paid off. And 20-some years later, I'm here coaching. I'm trying to give back the same thing that was instilled in me.
I like that. Love that. So your coaching style, who was your favorite NBA player growing up?
Michael Jordan. Michael, I'm sorry, I was a Jordan guy. He was the great. I love Isaiah Thomas and Magic, but Mike, everybody wanted to be like Mike coming up. So I believe Michael Jordan was my favorite player coming up. Don't take that hard, Detroit. I love my city, but Mike was a killer. A stone cold killer. So I would say Michael Jordan.
Okay, but as far as in your coaching style, who do you think your coaching style like? You see coaches, you see Phil Jackson. He more like, to me, he more like A-Dub. He more like A-W, like says a lot, but says it real like low key and stuff like that. So, who is your coaching style like?
Honestly, man, one of the guys that I do credit, and I think is a great coach. Even though the game has changed, it was Tom Izzo. You
Mm,
know, expect a lot. You know what I'm saying? Gonna have some structure, discipline.
mm,
We're gonna play hard. We want to get out and run. I'm probably a little bit more allowing my guys to be a little bit more looser, but I would say Izzo because we coach with a passion. A
mm,
passion and love that's something that you can't teach. That's just something that's got to be inside of you. So
mm.
on the college level, collegiate level, I would say Tom Izzo. On the NBA, I don't that stuff. I don't get into the
Yeah.
NBA
Okay.
really.
Okay.
Like, yeah,
Okay.
it's not
Okay.
it's not a big deal to me.
Okay. That's facts. So I asked a couple other high school coaches this too. Who is your favorite high school matchup now? Like one of the coaches that you just like. You could name a couple, but who is one of those high school matchups now where you just like, all right, this guy finna bring it, they finna bring it.
Oh man,
Well,
oh
as far
man,
as in high school
oh
matchups,
yeah,
as
yeah,
far as the high
yeah. A
school
coach, like who I'm coaching
coaches,
against.
King or whatever
I tell
programs,
people,
Fitzgerald, or
yeah, yeah,
whatever.
yeah, yeah. Well, with all due respect, it's a lot of great coaches in the state, man, that's doing a great job. But the ones I don't have some personal battles with, Ken Flowers, one of my best friends. His kid's gonna keep playing. George Ward, his team not gonna quit. Let me think of some more. Great coaches that I know you got to be prepared for. Even in my league,
It's about to be a
we got
fucking
yeah,
dog
it's gonna be a
fight.
dog fight. Steve Bernard over at Grosse Pointe South, who
Mm,
I feel probably is the best X and O coach in the state of Michigan. I mean, he got
mm,
so many sets. If you're not ready, he's gonna embarrass you out there.
mm.
It's coaches all around here that I respect. But see, the thing about me, I respect all my coaches I go up against. I respect all, but I fear none. So I prepare for all of them. Mostly the same, but some I tell my kids, this team here gonna play hard.
Mhm.
This team here ain't gonna quit. We could get up 20, they still gonna compete. And that's those are coaches that gets it done and have success. The ones, the kids that don't ever quit playing.
Mm.
And that's what I try to instill in my guys. We play to the echo of the horn. Whether we up 10 or down 10, we gonna play this thing out and we gonna hold our heads high, win or lose. That's the most important thing.
I like that. I love that. So just take us back. What is you? I mean, you already kind of told us where you grew up at. So what was what was life like for you as a kid?
Um, it was fun. I say that. I had my struggles. Having a single parent, but my
Mm.
childhood was fun. Growing up in the Reach program with Marcus Webster and Virgil Phillips, man, the way they made us a family in that program, how we all just did everything together. I was in the gym. I was up 6 days a week. Only day we didn't get in the gym was Sunday.
Dang.
Wednesdays was girl day, and we'll find our way to sneak around to get in there. But yeah, it was good, man. All my close friends came from that program, the Reach program.
I
We
see
still,
y'all, man. Y'all
yeah,
tight as
we
hell,
still
man.
tight. We still tight to this day, and the standard was set by Virgil Mark back then. Excellence. And that's the reason I began coach. I know you didn't ask, but Marcus Webster and Virgil really is the reason that
Mm.
pushed me into coaching. I wasn't thinking about being no coach, even
Mm.
though every time I played when I was younger, people said, "Man, we can see you being a coach," because I was a leader, never been a follower.
Mm.
I caught a lot of slack for not going to Persian with all my friends. I grew up in the neighborhood, but I chose to go to Northwestern because I wanted to play. I knew at Persian, a leader. I see all these guards, it's gonna be tough. I want to play, so I went west. And for 4 years, all my high school friends and friends like, man, they gave me a lot of grief, but I was like, I stood tall on it, and it worked out for me. So. I credit Virgil Marcus Webster, man, for even getting me started in coaching and doing this thing, and I appreciate everything they did for me.
I love to hear that. I love to hear that. So I was gonna tell you. So like, I know you said you started off as like a late bloomer, but who or what was your first introductory to basketball?
One of the first groups that we had, man, is crazy now. You know what I'm saying? Because he's locked up. But one of some of my best players that I first started coaching was
No,
Deshaun
no, no, no,
Sim.
no. When was your first introductory to
To
basketball?
real
You.
basketball. Yeah, I played, like I said, I played on crates, man. Then I moved over into the State Fair at 12 years old, and I introduced the Reach quick. Everybody, all the kids, we going up to this rec center after school to
Okay.
play.
Okay.
I'm like, hey, I want to go up here. I want to be a part of it. Actually, I had got shot. I took a bullet at 12 years old, being
Wow.
somewhere I wasn't supposed to be, down the street from my home. And
Oh wow.
once I came back off from being shot, I was like, look, my mom like, look, you going to have to get involved in something, and I was like, well, what I'm gonna do? I played, football for the Cowboys, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna go to play basketball. And
Mm.
at 12, I just went to Reach, and and it became a family, man. Like I did that from 12 years old to this day. I still believe that. I don't coach AAU no more, but when I did, I was coaching with Reach. I did my whole everything through Reach. When my mom passed, they pulled me in and supported me the most, and that's where I got my start from. At so I say about 12 or 13 years old when I really started like, hey man, I want to take this serious. These guys competing up here, you know, they actually getting at it, and I wanted to get better. I'm like, these kids really can play. These guys, Kendall Ashore, Martise Lee, all these guys was good, you know, and I'm like, wow, I thought I was good coming from my old neighborhood, but so I say about 12 or 13 years old.
So why not football? Like,
I should have.
Okay.
I probably would be in the league if I did that because I was tough and I was good. I was a heck of a back. But I got tricked into the love of basketball, being around Rashad Phillips and all those great players that came out, Winfrey Walton, all DeJuan Williams, Darius Acuff Sr. Just being around all these guys, it's like I'm a basketball player, not knowing I'm 5'9". Like, man, it really ain't that type of situation. But I got tricked into basketball, and I don't regret it. Everybody, like, God makes everything happen for a reason. So I take it, but I should have played football, no question. My high school football coach begged me every year. He said, "Sucker, you're not a basketball player.
Like a
you're
motherfucker, bury your motherfucking Sanders ass,
and I kind of, man, I'm playing basketball. It was all about impressing Verge and Mark at the time, showing that you was on a varsity basketball team as a freshman or sophomore. So that was big to me. So just the love of basketball, I think Mark and Verge put it in me, man, and I just was like, this is what I'm going to do.
Now you talk about, sorry, I don't want to get personal, but you talk about like Mark and Verge, and you also talk about your mom being a single. So are they like, I know they're like not your I don't want to say like your person that you look up to, what's that name, but are they also like a father figure for you as far as in because your mom grew up single and then the incident that happened with your mom, like
yeah, no question, man. Every Father's Day I call Mark and Verge, and even when not Father's Day, I talk to them guys. I get them their flowers, man, because they put a standard in me. Far as we had to bring report cards every car marking to the gym, or they gonna kick you out, or they gonna embarrass you. So that's when I started taking school more serious. When it was like, you gotta have, we competed at everything we did as kids. It was like who gonna have the highest GPA and who gonna have the highest, so Virgil Mark, if you don't have your report card, don't come in here, young man, or you gonna get yourself fuzzed out, and it's embarrassing in front of all your other peers. So there's no question Mark and Verge was like father figures to me, man, when I didn't have one. I didn't know what it was to have standards and instill integrity and character in me. So the acronym for REACH, religion, education, athletic, character, and hope, I learned that, and I just started just growing in me. So no question are they father figures to me for sure.
Now you talk about your buddies, your peers, as far as in, it seemed like it was healthy competition. Or like not like, oh, we trying to outdo somebody in the streets. Oh, no. What's your grades like? I'm trying to do you on that court.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck are you doing? I mean, I know you're gonna probably be clowning us and shit like that in class, but nigga, but what's your grades like?
No.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Marcus
Like,
Webster, that's how he started his starting five. It wasn't about who was the best player. It was who had the highest GPAs. And now as a coach, I think about it, like, that made it easy. I ain't got to worry about, because if everybody game the same, I'm just going with the five that got the best, highest GPAs, and the rest of y'all fit in. So we battled at everything we did, man. Whether we played football outside, whatever we did, it was a competition, man. And it made us all better. It made you not want to settle for less. So that was very big for me in my life.
Sound big, man. Oh God, cause like I lost my dad, got killed when I was 9, and like I don't tell like people that, but just me hearing that about you, as far as in, man, like I got like, I don't know, gave me some chills, man, to even saying that shit, man. Like it's not good to hear somebody else story, but that's why I'm doing this, man, because when I hear somebody else's story, I never knew that people was going through whatever. I'm 37. I never knew what people was going through, or whatever it was that they're going through, and don't tell nobody, and that still got it. But man, you're still here and affecting so many fucking kids, and you've affected a lot of kids, and you're a great person, and that shit just goes without saying, man.
And I credit my mom. I grew up in church, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of this generation, man, is missing. People, we don't talk about, God a lot, but my foundation was laid the right way. I had grandparents that I couldn't miss a day. My mom didn't let me miss church. I had to miss some games because we had revival, you know what I'm saying? And I used to be upset. But I think it was God preparing me for what was to happen. Once I turned 19 and walked across the stage and entered manhood, my mom passed. It was like, and I had to understand what everything was for. So, um, it's a blessing. Every day I carry her with me. My dad died when I was 2, so
Oh man.
so it was a childhood that was just God had his favor on me. I don't like talking about it on air, air, but I'm blessed,
Me
brother.
too. Me neither, man.
Yeah.
Man, I gotta talk to you more, man. Just from that.
Yeah.
My dad got killed. I was 9, and I was there.
Okay.
I was there, and like I've seen it, and like, they said it was somebody in our family. So it's just
Yeah.
like I got a tough thing. So I just want to, and I never said that on air too.
Right,
so
right,
you
right,
didn't,
right, right.
you didn't say something. I kind of want to
Yeah,
match
yeah.
you. I
That's
kind of
cool.
want to
I
match you.
appreciate it.
Trauma
No,
for trauma type thing.
But that's real. You know what
Man,
I'm saying?
God.
And you go through trauma and you go through different things. So I just I try to take that. Everything that was instilled in me, everything, don't take no day for granted. My mom, like, one thing that was big on, and we not on that subject, but she dropped dead at 42. She wasn't, I had just talked to her. I was at school. She said she wasn't feeling good. All right, mom, my mom was a tough mom. Like, I ain't going to no doctor, boy, I'll be all right. To get a call back 9 hours later saying your mother's deceased, she don't dead. So it wasn't that she was sick or it was expected. So one thing I do is, every time our feet, and I tell my boys, every time your feet hit the ground, it's a blessing. Let's go hard. Let's work hard, because there's some people that ain't waking up today, and there's some young men that can't do this with you, what they're trying to do. So God give you ability to run, walk, talk, jump. Let's go out here and go hard at it. Let's use it.
You better, because this is what I really feel, man. I really feel like everybody has something to give to this world, man. It's something unique that you have to give to this world, and you better work your ass off and trying to get that shit done while you here. And you better work off, and like what you're instilling in these guys goes beyond fucking basketball, and that's the shit that I love about you and your character, man.
No question, I appreciate it.
All right, so I'm sorry about going off. So okay, so yeah, you already talked about the person who had the biggest impression on you. So what did hard work mean to you back then compared to what it means now?
Hard work back then was not taking no plays off.
We at practice, y'all.
They just playing. We ain't at practice. They just.
Oh, my bad. No.
They ain't practice.
No.
I'm
Sorry.
sitting here.
No, coaches definitely sitting here. Those guys are getting the run up and down. Definitely not practice. Definitely not practice time. Definitely not practice ain't going on. Those guys are getting their run in, going up and down, doing their
working
thing.
out, running 3 miles, doing all the other stuff, lifting weights, just letting them get some sweat in and go up and down, reward them. But it's good. It's
My
good,
error,
man.
my error.
It's
Not
good,
me.
bro. You know
That's
how it
not me.
goes.
No. He definitely made it clear to me. I'm sorry about that, coach.
No, what was the question though you asked?
The question was, what did
Hard work.
Okay, like what did hard work mean to you now? I mean, back then didn't mean. What did hard work mean to you back then compared to what it means to you now?
I think it means the same thing, because I was a hard worker. You know what I'm saying? I didn't cheat the game. Oh well, I try not to cheat the game, but I try to make sure these guys working hard. For me, working hard in the classroom and on the court. Back then, it probably was more working hard on the court and not in the classroom. So I hold my guys to a high standard in the classroom because of thanks to A.W. Canada, who's my guy who I started coaching high school basketball with. He held everybody to a standard that if you didn't get a 3.0 or better, you weren't playing. And I was like, dang, wow, it's crazy that you can make every kid, even your worst player to your best player, be held to that standard. And that's one thing I do over here. No matter who it is, everybody is held to that same standard. So hard work to me is getting up every day, getting in here at 6 a.m. in the morning, doing what we got to do at 6 a.m., working out, going to class, staying in class every day, and then after school coming back working even harder. So hard work is all that combined in one for me.
I love to hear that. I love to hear that, coach. So walk us through your playing career. Like what was your style like on the court?
Just a hard-nosed, tough guy. I play point guard. Just hard-nosed. I was leader. Back then, I thought I couldn't score, so I didn't try to score a lot. Just pass the ball. I'm gonna check you. I'm gonna take somebody.
Patrick Beverly.
Yeah. More of an Avery Johnson.
Okay.
More of an Avery Johnson game.
Okay.
I'll make a layup here and there. I'm gonna get my layups in, but I didn't shoot the 3 well. Well, I thought I could. I shoot it real well now. I play on Sunday, but back then I didn't shoot the ball well. I wasn't confident in it. It was streaky. So I was just a tough, hard-nosed guard. Just play hard, man. And back then it was a lot of competition back then. So you had to be able to compete or you weren't gonna be able to be on the floor. So I just did enough where I knew how to stay on the floor for my coaches. I was trained the right way and it worked out for me, man. I had a good career. Like I said, it was cut short when my mom passed. I came home from school at Alabama State. I had to raise my little brother. He was 5 years old. But everything I wasn't going to, I mean, what I'm doing now, I probably would have been doing had I finished up anyway. It was a coach.
Love to hear that one. Love to hear that one. So, do you remember that moment as a player that tested? Do you remember the moment that tests your grit as a player?
Oh yeah, every day in the gym. Every day in the gym. Every day. Shoot to a basket, shooting. Every day in the gym. Every day in the gym. Every day up in St. Rita, man. We had no days off, man. It was no. I mean, trying to check Rashad Phillips and Darius A. Cup and Martise Lee and Brent Darby and Kendall LaShore and Charles LaShore. Every day you was tested. It wasn't no. They would run you out the gym if you didn't bring it. And you know, you have good days, you have bad days, but that's just basically every day. Every day. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday in St. Rita, you got tested every day. It was never a night off. Never.
So what was your years? Like your years in high school was like
96 to 90, 95 to 99.
Okay. So you're a little older than me. I didn't know that. Okay. So at what point? I know you told me that you said Burge and Marcus. So at what point did they tell you like did you know that coaching was your path?
You know what? They never told me. Marcus Webster had said, man, when my mom died, I came home. I was trying to figure myself out what I was going to do. And Mark said, hey, man, come up here and just, help me start these sessions. The sessions y'all used to play in. Help me officiate it and do it. Then he said, and that's what people don't know about my story. I didn't just jump into high school coaching, man. Like, my first coaching gig was a girls' middle school job with Mark. I coached girls basketball. Then he coached the boys. Then I helped him coach the boys' middle school basketball. And I coached middle school basketball for about 2 or 3 years. And then it was like, hey, Dub said, I'm going to be the head coach at Persian in the 04-05. Come and coach the JV and be my assistant on varsity. I coached the junior varsity at Persian for 2 years, 3 years. And then when Gerald Weatherspoon, who was the head coach at Persian, stepped down and gave the job to AW Canada, Dub said, man, I need you to be my full-time assistant on varsity. And I'm, not knowing that it was going to be 20 years later, I'm still doing it. This is year 21 for me. And I just became his assistant, and I fell in love with it, man, just helping kids. I'm a competitor, just seeing kids compete, and I still coach that way to this day. I tell people, I don't get into, all the other stuff about who's the best coach. I like to compete and see kids challenge, you know what I'm saying? I put kids in situations to be successful. Well, what you gonna do? This guy out here, he's saying he's better than you. You gonna go out here and you gonna showcase that you better from the work you put in. So, actually it was Gerald Weatherspoon who one day in practice at Persian, he stopped me one day when I was doing the drill and said, man, you're going to be a great coach one day. And I was like, okay, whatever, I'm just doing this drill. But he told me that, and he said, once you learn how to make adjustments when you see guys doing different things, that's going to make you a better coach. So that's what I did over years, just worked on my craft and in-game adjustments, making adjustments, making different moves and things for against opponents. So that's basically the biggest thing that I do.
So do you not think that as far as in, because I know that it's something about me. I don't know if it's something that I see that, I don't know if I see my dad working with me and that I work with kids, but I think it's a reason why. You know what I'm saying? Like, since my dad got killed or whatever, and then my mom was by herself, it's a reason why I want to work with kids. Like, I get like a parent-y type of vibe out of that. Like, do you think it's like there's something about that does that to you?
Oh, no question. With me, being around Market Verse, seeing how they had an impact on kids, how they had an impact on my life. When they told me to come back and start giving back, and I'm seeing the kids don't even know. I'm 22, 23 years old, and some of them 15, 14.
So like
they don't,
7 years older.
But they thought I was so much older. It's funny when I see those guys now, they be like, man, you was young. I say, yeah, man, I was young without a clue and the idea of what I was doing. But it made me want to give back.
Something was in you.
Something was in me. It had to be in me. It was in me. Like I said, I was told a long time ago, and I told somebody this the other day, someone said, you're going to be a preacher. And I said, this is my calling to preach. It might not be a pulpit, but it's in the gym preaching to these kids every day. And that's what my calling was, and that's what I'm doing. So I love it, man. You know what I'm saying? I love working with kids. I love seeing kids get better. I love seeing parents happy that their kids are going to school. That's my biggest goal. Winning, everybody can't win. We know that. Winning to me is making sure all your seniors, they understand what it is to become a man. They getting ready to walk into adulthood and understand I ain't finna go rob nobody. I'm gonna go work and get what I need. yeah, I can get this gun and do this, but I'm gonna take the hard work. I'm gonna go work at McDonald's, provide for my family
Come on now.
instead of stealing from somebody. So
Come on
that's
now.
winning to me, making sure I see kids have success, and the ones that's blessed because God gave them ability to go on to college and do something else and play professionally. Salute. But I'm more proud of the kids that work hard every day, don't quit, and the NBA might not be in their future or professional, but they're successful. They come back and say, Coach, I ain't locked up, I ain't in jail, I got a 9 to 5, I'm doing good.
Man, them life disciplines and what you discipline that you learn and this stuff goes a fucking long way if you trick your mind and tell your mind that I can apply these same things to life or apply to everything that I do.
I tell them now when they try to not to, I'm big on discipline. We're going to touch the line every time. And I tell them when you don't you one of them type of guys, huh?
Come
you
on now.
want to cheat, you want to take shortcuts, you want to, you a quitter. When things get hard, you quit. So I challenge my guys on all that.
Yeah.
I say, I know what type of person you're going to be. And it makes them think, like, wow. Even getting up saying good morning when you walk in, like the little simple stuff, like what type of person are you going to be? And I challenge these guys all the time to do that, and I'm big on it, and it has worked out for me, man. It's a blessing.
Oh man, I love to hear that. All right, just a few more. Okay, so was there a specific player, a moment or player that confirmed to you, like, yes, this is why I coach? I know you probably had a lot of them. I know last year you had the brothers, the Blackwells, but just like, was there specific players or moments where you say, you know what? I know you had a lot of moments, but this is why I coach. You know what I'm saying? Just coming. That's like just try to like. Was there moments like, I know you like championships over with Persian?
I'm gonna give you a great example of something that we didn't. I was at Persian, and we was playing against a Henry Ford team, Ken Flowers, that was like the number 2 team in Division II. And we had some terrible practices, man, and the kids weren't listening. And they came in our gym at Persian, ranked number 2 or 3 in Class B. It was a tough game. And, man, my kids showed up and played so well for Marquell Ingram, Dave Syfax, these guys that didn't even make it to the league, but they all played college ball. Man, after the game, I went in the locker room and I cried, with them guys, because I'm like, we won, and I was like, this is all I was asking for, So I think that moment, probably 2016, was one of the moments where I felt proud to knew what I was doing was working. The things that we was trying to instill in our guys they was listening. I mean, they played phenomenal this night, and we beat Ken Flowers over in our gym, and that probably was one of the best moments that I had in coaching, along with when we was in the city championship in 2014. We was down 13 with 2 minutes to go to Coach G. Ward at Southeastern, and I just kept telling my guys to believe. We came back and won that game in the city championship in 2013. It was incredible.
How far was y'all down?
We was down 13 with 2 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. 220. And my guys fought.
City was out too, wasn't
it? Persian fans was walking out, thought it was over. By the time they hit a shot here, people got to coming back in Callahan Hall, and we was able to get it done.
Oh, hell yeah.
So those 2 moments probably was 2 of the best moments I don't had in my career, where I could be like, yeah, this is, of course, winning back-to-back state championships, the run we went on over here to do that with the Blackwell brothers, man. I tell people, everybody say, I coach Keith and I coach Kay Felder, but the Blackwells, man, they put my career, where one day, hopefully I'll be a Hall of Famer, doing the things that I'm doing. Them guys came over here and was great for me for 4 years.
I believe you're stamped, but no, definitely was great for 4 years, man. It's just something. It's a type of grit. To me, I don't know. A coach can implement their personality and their style on their team, and to me, I see your teams. They all play with the same grit, whether they're one of the coldest guys on the court, whether you got one of the coldest guys, whether you got none of the coldest guys, they gonna all play like they the coldest guys, and they gonna all play with that same toughness and that same type of shit. And I love that shit about you, man.
I'm big on. I tell people, we might not get the superstars, man, but we gonna get. Everybody can't play for Warren Lincoln, because I don't believe in the I. Some people hate it. That's why we still do team shoes. Ain't nobody gonna single out here and be separated. We're a team. And I tell my guys, leave yourself outside. I tell my coaches and myself, we're going to leave ourselves outside. It's about Lincoln. It's about the program. It's about everybody here. It's nobody, no individual. I tell my guys, all of y'all are stars. It's just some days the star might shine a little bit better. but we all stars. If you weren't a star, you wouldn't be here. So I'm big on that. I'm big on, I'm not big on this guy or that guy. No, we're a team. Today he just was able to play well. And I teach my kids that when they interview, first give credit to your teammates. Don't say I. And I take no credit for the things we have accomplished here, even though people say coaching. But when I lose, it's coaching. When we win, it's players. They tell me, well, you got players. But so I don't get big on. I'm not one of them coaches that walk around with my chest poked. I'm humble, man. I appreciate everything that goes on. I appreciate the work, the passion that come with this grind, and I do it the right way, and I'm gonna continue to do it the right way. Whether I'm, got all the studs or have none, we gonna get in here and grind and work. Swag equity.
Oh, hell yeah! Talk that shit. Okay, so how does coaching compare to playing in terms of the grind?
A little bit, because me, I'm a little bit. I feel like I'm a little tougher than this generation. So things that they let not, for me, I'm a competitor. You gonna have to just beat me till I can't just get up no more, man, because I'm gonna keep fighting. Coaching, sometimes you can't control that. You down 12 and you right there. You telling these guys, if we just can get that rebound or get that steal or lock this guy up, and don't let this guy cut his water off. Yeah. And you tell that when you playing, you're able to do it. When you coaching, you hope the kid that you put up there is able to do it. So that's
speak life into
it.
With your passion.
No,
come on, give it to me. Give it to me.
Yeah.
I know you got it in you.
And sometimes, it works, and sometimes it don't.
Yeah. Oh, I love to hear that. Okay, so when you hear the phrase sweat equity, what does that mean to you?
Well, we just talked about, man, just grinding, working hard, like sweat, just going overboard, going over the top, pushing yourself as far as you can, never stopping. I don't see you in the gym with the young guys. I know how you push them, man, and that's needed all around the city, the state. I think not gonna get on. I think a lot of people are not getting that. People are afraid to push this generation of kids because they might leave or they might go somewhere. But when we talk about sweat equity, that means we pushing to the limit. We going over top, and we don't care how you feel. If you love it, you'll be back. If you don't, then it wasn't for you anyway. You ain't gonna be successful. I tell people that, like, you can't cheat this. You can't cheat it. If you're a grinder and really gotta work hard, then you'll benefit from it to pay off. But if you try to cheat things and do things wrong, it ain't gonna work out for you. So I seen you in the gym working, man, and that's why I wouldn't mind doing this interview with you, because I know you about the same thing that we're about, going hard every day.
I appreciate you, Coach. I told you off camera, and I tell you on camera. Times is one of the most precious things that we all have, and for you to give me your time, man, I appreciate you, and I gotta give you some. I appreciate you giving me your time. That's all you got. Like you could be doing something else, but you're here with me. And if you're saying yes to something, you're saying no to something else, and I really appreciate you giving me that. So just a couple more. So how do you teach your players how to value hard work over shortcuts?
Oh man, you have success. I told them a couple years ago, we came close to winning. Close don't get you nowhere. So touching the lines and doing things the right way, you're gonna be successful. It's kind of hard right now because of the portal and all this. Because I feel bad when you tell kids, go to class, work hard, become a great basketball player, have some character, and you will get an offer. It don't work that way no more, because of the portal and things going. But I still try to instill that in my guys. Like, we don't take shortcuts. When you take shortcuts, you be unsuccessful. So touch the lines every time. Do everything you're supposed to do every single time if you want to be successful, and it'll take you a long way. And I piggyback off my life a lot. Like things I did, shortcuts that I took, mistakes I made. Like, don't do this. I'm standing here telling y'all, you don't want to do this. You don't want to be this way. Be better than me. Be better than me. And that's one of the things that I pride myself on around here for this program.
Oh man, I love to hear that. That's good. So what's one drill or practice habit you swear by to build mental toughness?
Running. Run. We run. They'll tell you, sometimes my guys think we're a track team, and they don't understand why we do it, but it builds mental toughness. When you have nothing left in you, and I ask you to do one more sprint, one more down and back, one more suicide, whatever, I'm running. Running is mental. It's all mental. You want to punish somebody, man, just have them run. And how long we running? Till I say stop. And you have some that stop, get up. Are you done? Are you quit? And when a kid believe in you, first making deposits. When a kid believe in you, they'll run through a brick wall. That's what I try to tell coaches that haven't had success. The reason we have success is my kids will run through a brick wall for me because they know I love them. They know I really care. I'm not out here to job. I'm not out here to trick no kid. We gonna go hard, and I think that's one thing that I instill in all my kids: playing for me, playing the right way. A reason why we're doing the things that we do.
Damn, I love to hear that shit. Ooh, man, you definitely building, man. Oh my God. So, do you think today's generation of athletes has it harder or easier when it comes to earning success?
Easier, a lot easier. With all the social media, with all the, you can move around and do things. It was a grind back then. It wasn't no social media. It wasn't no, you could get exposure. It's really easier, and it's really hurting the game. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes I think about getting out of it, but then every time I tell someone that I know, man, I'm only gonna do it. They're like, man, they need you, man. They need you. They nudge me, tell you like, man, these kids need you, man. So, and I believe I'm needed, man, because if I didn't, I wouldn't do it. But I think it's a lot easier for this generation, man. I see guys, they say, I don't been on AAU circuits, been to EYBL. They say this got a top 10 player in the country. You go look, and I'm looking like, man, if I had somebody with just a little bit of heart and a little skill, we'll get at him with some will.
Come on now.
We'll get at him.
Get all in this shit.
But because it's so hyped up, man, they tend to respect that and let guys do what they want to do. When you walked in the gym back in our day, oh, that's the guy right there, everybody was coming at him. Everybody. You had to really be that good. Or you was going to get exposed. Now, if someone say that's the best guy, people tend to like respect them too much, so I think it's easier for this generation here.
I love it. Okay, damn, that's good. Okay, so when your players graduate and move on, what's the number one thing you hope that they carry with them from your program?
Character, man. I tell them, character take you a long way in this world, man. Having good character, having integrity. So just character and integrity, man, and doing the right thing, understanding what it's like, how to treat a lady, how to treat your mother, how to treat your kids, just being there for just character, man, just being able to be a person with some character. Character will take you a long way, and that's the biggest thing that I want them to take: character and hard work, hard work and character, hard work and character.
Talk that shit, coach. Okay, so what's next for you and your team this season?
We just gonna keep grinding, we trying to three-peat. I'm gonna look at the camera and tell y'all, when you on top, you want to stay. I want to stay there, I have no letdown, I have no chill. We're trying to go back and win it again. So I got a young group of guys. Everyone's, I know it ain't no secret. Everybody's saying Warren Lincoln done. That motivates me. That drives me to even work harder. So what we didn't do last year, we're doing more. Getting in the gym, getting shots up after we done ran 3-4 miles and lift weights. It motivates me. So I love when people say, Warren Lincoln is done, because we're going to be here. We're going to be here. We're going to be around. So for the upcoming season, I expect to win. The expectations are to win. I'm not lowering them because of who's here, who we got. We just going to keep going.
Oh, I love to hear that, Coach. Hey, I think if Coach Wydell's there, I think they're going to bring it. I think everybody knows that shit already. I think, like, for real. Okay, so last question. So if you can leave this audience with one line about success, hard work, or life, like your own personal sweat equity motto, what would it be?
Just work hard, man. Just whatever you do in life, give it your all, because you only get one of these things. Ain't no reset, ain't no do-overs. You only get one. So every day you allow your feet allowed to hit the ground, get up and give it your all. Whatever you're doing, whether it's owning your own business, working for someone, just do it with everything you got, and just go hard at it, and you'll be successful.
Coach, I want to say again, thank you.
Appreciate you.
Thank guys, Coach Wydell, Warren Lincoln, two-time state champ, back-to-back state champ, and just a great fucking person in life. A great person in life. Sorry about that.
Yeah, but I use the words too.
Yeah. I'm working on it too. As I
get older, I try to start lessening my vocabulary a little bit better.
I'm going to do that. Like, I gotta tell myself stop that. But like,
it's tough. It's the past.
Man, just the passion about you, and I just feel like I'm around you, man. I just feel like you just told me some things. I feel like we just vibe just off that.
Yeah.
And like, man, thank you, and I appreciate you, man.
I appreciate you, my guy.
All right.
See y'all later.
Sweat equity, baby.